Here in Washington, the recent government shutdown has officially come to an end, but its effects are just beginning to be understood. The Senate reconvened yesterday, November 13th, to finalize the funding bill that allowed federal agencies to reopen their doors the day prior. While the immediate crisis of a shuttered government is over, the disruption has left behind some permanent gaps in our understanding of the economy. A top White House economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, confirmed today that one of the shutdown's casualties is the October jobs report. Specifically, the household survey, which is essential for calculating the nation's unemployment rate, was not completed. Federal workers who conduct this door-to-door and phone survey were furloughed during the shutdown, making it impossible to gather the necessary data. As a result, Hassett explained that we will, in his words, never know what the unemployment rate was in October. While the payroll side of the report, which surveys businesses to track the number of jobs added or lost, will be calculated, it provides an incomplete picture. This means that for October 2025, economic historians and federal analysts will see a permanent blank space where the official unemployment rate should be, a lasting consequence of the political gridlock. The end of the shutdown has also reignited a fierce partisan debate on Capitol Hill, this time centered on the Affordable Care Act. With the government now funded, House Democrats have immediately signaled their intention to push for an extension of the enhanced ACA premium tax credits. These subsidies, which help millions of Americans afford health insurance premiums, were part of a temporary program that Democrats enacted when they last controlled Congress, and are currently set to expire at the end of this year, 2025. Democrats are accusing Republicans of manufacturing a healthcare cost crisis by not acting to extend them. However, Republicans are pushing back strongly. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise argued that Democrats created this deadline themselves by making the subsidies temporary. He contends that Democrats are now using the expiration date as leverage. Scalise also pointed to previous Republican proposals aimed at lowering premiums through cost-sharing changes, which he says were blocked by Democrats in the Senate. He further criticized the Affordable Care Act itself, claiming it has driven up healthcare costs over the long term. This immediate return to a contentious debate underscores that while the funding impasse is resolved, the deep political divisions that caused it remain firmly in place, with healthcare costs shaping up to be the next major battleground. In another major development from Washington, exclusive new documents are shedding light on the conduct of former special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the events of January 6, 2021. According to a document reviewed by Fox News Digital, Jack Smith held a meeting with FBI Director Christopher Wray on May 24, 2023, several months after his investigation began. The meeting was significant enough that the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division drafted what is known as a significant case notification the very next day. Such notifications are internal FBI records used to alert senior leadership about cases of high public interest or sensitivity. This particular notification provided an update on Smith's probe, codenamed Arctic Frost, which the Bureau classified as a sensitive investigative matter. The revelation of this meeting is notable because of Smith's previous interactions with Congress. Last year in October, Senator Chuck Grassley, who is co-leading a review of the Arctic Frost probe, sent a letter to Smith directly asking if he had ever met with Director Wray, then Attorney General Merrick Garland, or other top Justice Department officials. In his response, Smith declined to provide that information. Reacting to the new document, Senator Grassley told Fox News Digital, either Smith has a bad memory or he's simply not willing to come clean about his actions. Grassley added that if Smith truly wanted transparency, he would cooperate with congressional oversight requests. This development comes after Smith himself, through his attorneys, requested the opportunity to testify in open public hearings to, in his words, confront the many mischaracterizations of his investigations into former President Trump. The newly surfaced record of his meeting with the FBI director is now adding another layer of complexity and scrutiny to the already contentious history of the probe. Shifting from political investigations to energy policy, the Trump administration announced a significant reversal of environmental regulations yesterday. The Interior Department has finalized a new rule that rolls back Biden-era restrictions on oil and gas drilling in a vast portion of Alaska. The rule specifically targets the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska, a roughly 23 million acre region on the state's north slope that was designated for its energy potential back in 1923. The previous administration had imposed restrictions on over 13 million acres within this reserve, citing the need for environmental protections for sensitive areas. The new rule, finalized by the current administration, will revoke those restrictions. In its announcement, the Interior Department stated that the move is aimed at bolstering the nation's energy supply and reducing American reliance on foreign oil sources, framing it as a matter of national energy security. This policy change represents a stark contrast in priorities between the current and previous administrations, highlighting the ongoing tension between environmental conservation and domestic energy production. The new rule is scheduled to be officially published in the Federal Register this Friday, November 17th, which will formalize the process of reopening these vast Alaskan lands to potential oil and gas exploration and development. The decision is expected to be celebrated by the energy industry, but will almost certainly face legal challenges from environmental groups and tribal organizations concerned about the impact on the region's delicate ecosystem and wildlife.